have her mind.
People in the AI community refer to the advent of digital superintelligence as a singularity. The point at which we have digital superintelligence, that's when we pass singularity, things become extremely unstable. So we want to have a human-brain interface before the singularity, or at least not long after it, to minimize existential risk for humanity and consciousness as we know it.
The Sun is the biggest power plant in our solar system. It's the source for our future existence on this planet. It is a free fusion reactor in the sky which consistently converts 4 million tons of mass into energy every second. According to Elon Musk, we just need to catch an extremely tiny amount of it to power all of civilization.
By definition, we must move to renewable energy. How can one argue against that? Because to argue for it is to say that we will eventually run out of energy and die, or civilization will collapse. So obviously we must find ways to produce energy in a renewable manner.
This, according to the Kardashev scale, would make us a Type 1 civilization. The Kardashev scale is a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy they are able to use. The scale has 3 designated categories. A Type 1 civilization, also called a planetary civilization, can use and store all the energy available on its planet. A Type 2 civilization, also called a stellar civilization, can use and control energy at the scale of its planetary system. A Type 3 civilization, also called a galactic civilization, can control energy at the scale of its entire host galaxy. At the current time, we are still at Type 0. Humanity has not yet reached Type 1 civilization status. If humans increase their energy consumption at an average rate of 3% per year, we may attain Type 1 status in 100 to 200 years.
The question is just how hard we should try, what pace we should go at it, and I think logically we should go as fast as we can, because since we know we have to get there eventually, it's better to get to a renewable future, a sustainable future sooner rather than later, get there before we do the environmental damage, not after. And even if one could say that maybe there isn't that much environmental damage, maybe it won't be that bad, why take the chance? Now a lot of people would say, well, solar cannot really provide the energy that we need. A lot of people don't appreciate that solar energy is already the source of the vast majority of Earth's energy. Without solar power, we would be a frozen ice ball at about 3 or 4 degrees above absolute zero. So really all we're talking about for solar electricity is taking the tiny, tiny bit of energy that humanity needs for electricity, which is, I emphasize, is super tiny compared to the amount of solar energy that hits the Earth. You could generate all the electricity that the United States needs with about a 100-mile by 100-mile grid of solar power. So you could just take like a corner of Arizona, and that would be all the energy that the United States needs.
There are billions of stars in our galaxy similar to the Sun. Some of these stars have a high probability of having Earth-like planets. Many of these stars, and hence their planets, are much older than the Sun. If the Earth is typical, some may have developed intelligent life long ago. Some of these civilizations may have even developed superintelligence. If a species such as humans went from gathering near a campfire with their stone tools to an internet-using and rocket-building society in 300,000 years, what could an alien race achieve in 10 billion years? So, where is everybody? This apparent contradiction between the lack of evidence for extraterrestrial civilizations and various high estimates for their probability is also known as the Fermi paradox. There are many possible explanations for the Fermi paradox. One suggests that intelligent civilizations wipe themselves out too quickly. Another suggestion is that the most sophisticated civilizations are in post-biological forms of artificial intelligence or alien superintelligence. The Fermi paradox has inspired 50 years of debate, and many scientists have different opinions about the answer to it. More recently, researchers at Oxford University's Future of Humanity Institute suggested there's a 41% chance we're alone in the Milky Way and a 32% chance we're alone in the visible universe. This, according to Elon, gives humans even more reason to achieve a sustainable energy, merge with AI, and establish a colony on Mars as a backup drive for humanity. Musk suggested that if we can't achieve a self-sustaining civilization on Earth, our fate will likely be extinction.
But the new goal is to move to a sustainable energy future. And we want to use things like hydro, solar, wind, geothermal. Nuclear is also a good option. And we want to use energy sources that will be good for 1 billion years. So how do we accelerate this transition away from fossil fuels to a sustainable era? The best case is simply delaying that inevitable transition to sustainable energy. So the only thing we gain by slowing down the transition is just slowing it down. It doesn't make it not occur, it just slows it down. The worst case, however, is more displacement and destruction than all the wars in history combined.
Elon, however, has a plan. He founded Tesla Energy, a company that produces battery packs for homes, businesses and utilities, and Tesla Motors, which produces electric cars. According to Elon, the world would require battery production of 20 to 25 terawatt hours over the course of 15 to 20 years. The solution, Musk explained, is advancements in battery technology. Tesla's new cell design is expected to reduce the cost per kilowatt hour by half. Elon is also the founder of SpaceX, an aerospace manufacturer and space transportation services company, with the goal of eventually building more affordable spacecraft that will make it possible to one day reach and colonize Mars. As a side project, Musk also created a tunnel digging startup, The Boring Company, which has already been busy digging under Los Angeles, where it has ambitions to create a new kind of underground high-speed transit system. However, Elon hopes that one day this technology will be used to create much of the living space in Mars colonization. Elon Musk's most important company is Neuralink. His goal with Neuralink is to build ultra-high bandwidth brain-computer interfaces for human mind and eventually giving humans the option to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence. This will enable humanity to avoid the extinction of the human race due to increasingly powerful AI advancements.
We want to have a human-brain interface before the singularity, or at least not long after it, to minimize existential risk for humanity and consciousness as we know it. Right now, just the data we have regarding how the brain works is very limited. In order to really know what's going on in the brain, you have to have high-precision sensors, and then you want to have stimulus and response. Like if you trigger a neuron, how do you feel? What do you see? How does it change your perception of the world? The machine side is far more malleable than the biological side. So it will be the machine that adapts to the brain. That's the only thing that's possible. The brain can't adapt that well to the machine. There will be some adjustment to the brain because there's going to be something reading and simulating the brain, and so it will adjust to that thing. But the vast majority of the adjustment will be on the machine side. The vast majority of our intelligence will be digital. And I think there's room for optimism given that the cortex is very intelligent and the limbic system is not, and yet they work together well. Perhaps there can be a tertiary layer where digital superintelligence lies, and that will be vastly more intelligent than the cortex, but still coexist peacefully with the cortex and limbic system.
Unpredictable consequences of AI is probably the biggest concern of the top AI researchers. However, if we succeed in merging with AI, in the blink of an eye, unsolvable problems will be solved, and possibilities the human race never dreamed of would be plausible. Erwin John Good was a pioneer of superintelligent work and thought. He captured a possible outcome of superintelligence. Let an ultra-intelligent machine be defined as a machine that can far surpass all the intellectual activities of any man, however clever. Since the design of machines is one of these intellectual activities, an ultra-intelligent machine could design even better machines. There would then be unquestionably an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of man will be left far behind. Then the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man need ever make, provided the machine is docile enough to tell us how to keep it under control. In terms of how much pre-design is required, as long as the task of designing a superintelligent AI can be delegated to another AI or its successor, there's no risk that the first superintelligence may have to face irretrievably hard tasks. Being a Type 1 civilization means we would have complete control over all the energy on Earth. We would need to be to sustainably model, understand, replicate and control all the energy on Earth. It might take a few hundreds of years, but is a small amount of time on the timescale of the universe. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? Then show your support by subscribing, ringing the bell and enabling notifications to never miss videos like this.